Coming up in March, the race to the Masters. Sunday Series 1 at Magalies Park. Thursday Series at Krugersdorp. Sunday Series 2 at Glendower. The top 44 players will tee it up at the Masters, hosted by Peak and Rit Golf Estate. If that doesn't wet your lips, I don't know what will. Magalies Park is really a nice setting for a Duckhook event. Many of us have ventured out to Magalies to try it for the first time. I know, Baz, you did today. Randall, I don't know if you've played Magalies. Donnie, I'm sure you play there all the time. Gentlemen, welcome, and welcome to the show this evening. Everybody on the chat line, good to have you. We're back after a 2-week break, but we've got so much to talk about. I'll run through it quickly. The shootout. Then we've got some handicap changes from Saga, and then Magalies Park. Right. So, gentlemen, I see you, Randall. I see you. Mavericks, Sunday 2, captain and champion. That's why we have you on the show, so that we can discuss it. So, first of all, how's your last week been, everybody?
No, it's been good, Maz. Thanks for having me on the show once again. It's been pretty chilled this week. And I played Magalies Park today, which has been great. First time, and I'm really satisfied with the course and loving it. Great views, great scores, and great company. Looking forward to Sunday.
Great, and I'm sure everybody watching is looking forward to what you have to say and the insight that you're going to give everybody so they can conquer at Magalies. There's a lot of little things at Magalies that are interesting. Randall, has it sunk in for Sunday 1 yet?
Yeah, Sunday 2.
Sunday 2. Sorry, he's Sunday 1. The loser guy.
Yeah.
Sunday 2.
Opposite end of the table. Opposite ends of the table. Yeah, listen, I think all the guys, it sunk in. All the guys on the chat group went a bit berserk. Unfortunately, we couldn't get together to meet as a team to celebrate it. But I'm sure we'll plan something later on. But yeah, it was remarkable. I think if I look at the whole journey through the whole competition of the shootout, our team, the team did very well. Excellent.
Great. Well, we're going to take you to a bit of reaction from afterwards. But first, we want to show you the results of what happened in the shootout. So here we go. The morning, we saw the Thursday League taking on Sunday. What was it? Sunday 1. This will come in. Sunday 2. And these were the results, as you can see. 5-4 to Dean and Ronnie. They took the first one. 1 up to Lukey and Billy over Dorian and you, Basil. 6-5 for Jason and Charles. So there were 3 points in the bag. And then you got an extra point with the 2 halves. Halves for team 4, yourself included, Randall, and then team 5. So that was Sunday 2. Hope these are all correct. Just let me know if they're not. Right, then the other teams took each other on, and this is how this panned out. It was Sunday 1 versus the Barbarians. Right, and then, Donnie, you were the only one in your team to have a victory. Otherwise, the Barbarians got off to a great start. 5-3, 5-4, 2 up, and 6-5. So, Donnie, talk us through your round there.
Yeah, no, that was quite a lucky round playing with Richard there. It's like I think we gelled quite well together, and as a team we actually played really well. And he had a very strong front nine, and I sort of came to light in the back nine. Mm-hmm. But it was quite a lucky game. Mark, Mark and Renee was very good opponents, and it was quite a fun morning.
Awesome. It was. And then once we got done with the morning session, it was straight on to the afternoon session where the teams had swapped around because we did a toss and it was going to be Donnie versus Simon's Thursday League team. And this is how this panned out and all the results. Right, so you won another one. 2-1 for Donnie and Richard. So a formidable team. Maybe that's a team to look for in the future. Sorry, Fricky. Then Basil, you got revenge. 2 up against Sunday 1, and then all square, and then 3-1 for Sunday 1, and then all square. Baz, take us through your day.
Yeah, you know what, Maz, it was quite awesome to play with Billy and Lukey in that first session. You know what, Billy and Lukey definitely played solid golf, and Dorian and I, we fought hard to keep up, you know, going down the last and losing it on the last. And I'd just like to give a shout out to Billy and Lukey, you know, the 2 major winners, well, one Summer Cup and one Open champion. You know, they played really well, and that I must give it to Lukey on that last hole where he just hit that 3-wood like 12 foot from the flag, and we just could not beat it. Very, very strong guys and good handicaps and just great ball of fun. And yeah, our second matchup, you know, against Barry and Gids, you know, it was solid golf. We got off to a bit of a shaky start in terms of halving with a bogey here and there, and made a few birdies coming in, and it was a bit of a mixed bag, but I think the guys were feeling the pressure in terms of trying to get those points in, coming in, you know, on the back 9. And yeah, Dorian really carried himself well the last 12 holes of that round, and he found a bit of form. He putted exceptionally well, and we managed to take that. So all in all, a good day. Played really well considering, you know, shooting 68 and 70, almost albatrossing the 17th hole, where Barry could not believe it. He was quite astounded by that shot, and I'm sure we'll speak of it in the future. But just a great time out there, and the Shootout is phenomenal, and I'm going to work hard this year to make sure that I make a team for the following 2022.
Definitely good fun. A good way to spend your Sunday playing 36 holes. We've got more results for you. This was Sunday 2 versus Barbarians. Now, Sunday 2, Randall, you can just take us through this. You won 3 out of the 5 games.
Yeah. The first session, the 4-1, the first one we won was sort of, I expected that. I think the teams that we put out and the opponents expected that one. This one was going to be more challenging, but I think the guys stepped up here as well with the Barbarians to win 3-2. It was going to be a tough match. I think when we were coming down 16, I won my match comfortably, 5-4. And I think the difference there was playing off a scratch on my first game and then going to an 8 handicap on my second game. Yeah, makes life easier. So yeah, it was much easier for me as a team, and me and Brighton as well on the second game. But I think the format that we played was also very, very exciting. You never knew, until the results were called out at the end, who's going to be the champion on the day. We tried to do all sort of calculations from hole 15. Trying to do all sort of calculations, but we couldn't get to the final result.
Well, and I'm sure many of you are interested to see what the singles results were, because we didn't mention them on the day. We calculated it to get the final tally for each team. So let me take you through it quickly so you can see who actually beat who, how it worked. It was the combined Stableford points on the day. For instance, Brayton had an absolute blinder, 72 points over the 2 rounds, beating Graham 5-4. So this is Sunday 1 on the left and Sunday 2 on the right. So he takes a point. Then Ronnie beating Barry, 65-48. Barry did have a bit of a long day. Donnie, you went down to Alan Lowe. Cornell beat Lucie Janssen over the 36 holes. Richard beat Jason. Leon Westhuizen beating by 2 shots, Charles Ferreira. Then Gideon Richter just losing out to Kobus Skuman. Paul Ricketts, 50. Billy Hall, 60. So there's a win for Billy Hall. Another point for Sunday 2. Hanu There you go. He lost to Dean Sherman. Frikkie lost to Randall. So, as you can see, 7 points for Sunday 2 and only 3 points for Sunday 1. So those 7 points was added to the total. Now, if we go to the other singles head-ups match plays, head-to-heads, we have Basil, who, well done. I'll get back to you. You won the overall of the day, shooting the most points. And to shoot the most points out of a field of 40, playing with a +4 handicap is really, really well done. You beating Dylan on 62. Donna from Barbarians beating Ryan Jensen. Then Dorian Faree beating Orky Brits. Robert beating Sorrel. Kevin Aho beating Pranay. Lal Langley losing to myself. Ryan Esmith lost to Mark Borrogero. Rudy taking the win over Simon. Earbolt taking the win over Ruben, and then Peter having a very good day on 70 points. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was only 3 players to breach the 70-point mark. So that's 5 and 5 actually from that point of view. But the damage was done because your singles were very good. So well done to your singles there, Randall. Good team talks, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the preparation leading to it. Was good from our side from the start. Maybe the practice round we had as well with the team also got the team gelling well. And the guys, we said just go out there and have fun. And I think leading to it, my guys had good form. I mean, the 2 winners in 2021. Although the handicaps got cut, but we still had form coming into it.
So this is how it all unfolded afterwards when we announced the team victories. Just grab this. Hopefully play soon. Onto your face.
You don't have to. Hello? Yes.
It's some special antics to separate my boys from the rest of the field.
Can we see?
Team shirts, and then basically a sleeve of golf balls, a couple of drinks, energy drinks, to make sure that the boys are energized for the whole day.
Let's talk us through your shirts.
Yeah, so obviously I had to go for the barbarian look. Dorian sorted us out with, I think it's called dye pen shirts. So yeah, came out really nice, we're really happy with it, even got the black duck going. Yeah, going down. We're tackling a few oaks on the course today.
It's nice to have the day finally here. All the oaks look like they're ready and out and about and rearing to go. So early start, let's see how the day goes.
Go team Thursday.
That's it. Go team everyone. But sure, I think it should be good.
I'm not going to say last place, but in 4th position. It's got to be the shirt Sunday 1. Well done, boys. Then in 3rd place, on 8 points, Team Thursday. Right, so there's 25 points left up for grabs. First 4-team shootout on a total of 14 points. Sunday 2.
Randall just heard the results, Sunday to the champions. Well done. How you feeling?
Oh, absolutely chuffed. Congrats to the team there. Absolutely, what a performance. What a performance. It came tight at the end to the Babas, but I think we pulled it off. It was solid, absolutely solid. I don't know. I think must still settle in what we accomplished here today, but it was absolutely amazing. But it came down to the singles. It had to come down to the singles, and we had no idea. I think it was a great format because we never knew what was going to happen right until the end.
It was tight, especially with our games. I know the rest of the guys played out of their skins, and Yeah, just awesome.
It was a very nice day. First game was perfect. I mean, we really played well. The guys really pushed us. So it was a pretty, tough and tight game. Second line I was a bit tired, but I think we kind of dovetailed quite nicely, to ends. So yeah, I had a great time.
Big surprise, very, very excited. And love the format of the Barbarians pushing us to the end. You share the exuberation, and it's absolute pleasure to play in this format. Had a good partner in Billy, and both our games went to the 18th, which was excellent.
I know it was going to be tight from the start, so but it was a good feeling from the end till the beginning. So ja. Die atmosfeer was verschrikkelijk lekker en het was baie lekker geweest om te weet ons ven. Want ons het eintlik geweet ons gaan wen.
It's a fantastic format. I'm just saying to the guys, the effort that Duckhook puts into making the competitions exciting, it's fantastic. You don't get any better. The golf wasn't particularly great, but fortunately my partner and myself, we duckhooked well, or at least dovetailed very well.
Well, it was great. I mean, that's what lucky is about team matches. I mean, the atmosphere and the camaraderie and stuff like that. I mean, you can see the guys are ecstatic, and I mean, we were the only undefeated team today, so it was meant to be.
Managed to win both my games. Ronnie, a brilliant partner. It was really lucky, enjoyable game.
Enjoy the 14 format?
Yeah, that's lucky. It was very nice. It was very, very festive. You didn't know what was going on right until the last minute.
There we go. So, well done again to the boys over there. Yes, many have said, an absolutely great day. Now, you might be wondering, what happened to our camera selection? Well, it all went all muddled when I started playing that, so we'll just have to cut to the guys individually. Right, Basil, the last comment from you quickly. Great rounds of golf. What did you think of the golf course?
Yeah, I've Africa, Maz. It's one of my most favorite in Joburg. Definitely not your most narrow golf course, but guys tend to wobble a bit off the tee, knowing that if they miss a fairway, it's left or right in the bushes. But I just feel that golf course, you need to be determined to pick a small target and fixate on that target and just keep focused on picking small targets, and you'll get around that golf course. You drive the ball well, you putt well, you'll score well. I enjoy playing there because I feel like I can open up my shoulders and just be aggressive. And when we get to the Magalies Park Resort as well, it's kind of the opposite end to it. So I'm looking forward to speaking about Magalies. But you know what? I've Africa, we give a full 10 out of 10. And I'm knowing the guys, they enjoyed their time there. They played good, bad golf. But you know what? Going out there playing 36 holes, I'm sure everybody loved the day.
Very much so. Right, everybody. That is the wrap-up of the shootout. Moving on, before we get to Magalies, Donnie Geldenhuys, you and Sarel Steyn went to EMS last week to have a bit of a training session. So before I show you, what did you think of the training session? And hopefully this is Donnie that I cut to. Yes.
Yeah, no, I've been doing EMS since November last year. I enjoy it. I can definitely see a difference into my golf game. First of all, doing some golf specific exercises, but physically, it's like health wise as well. It's like since I've been starting doing it, I'm also feeling a little bit better. There's some oaks making jokes. It's like that. I was 8 months pregnant. Well, I've got a Weber here in the front, and it's slowly getting less. So. Watch this space in a few months again.
So let's have a look at what happened and transpired on the day.
I think I started in November, and if you look at all the numbers, it's like my sort of body fat has gone down by sort of 2.2 kilos, and then also my muscle mass has gone a substantial amount up.
It's the first time I've done something like this, so yeah.
We're excited to have some of the guys from Duckhook Golfers here with us at EMS Studios today. With the help of our technology, electric muscular stimulation, we can help improve your golf swing with the improvement of strength, flexibility, and your disassociation. This is for your golf takeaway. We're trying to open up his chest so we can increase his swing so he has a little bit more power and more control.
Sarah is doing an exercise that is increasing suppleness for a golf swing.
So gents, everybody on the Duckhook League can exercise on the golf course. There's even an exercise how to mark your golf ball. Let's have a look. Lunges. How was the training session for you?
It's something very different. If you take it and you go to a gym for hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, it doesn't compare. This takes you 20 minutes. It's a full body workout from your shoulders all the way to your legs, your stomach, back, everything. There was something different and strange the first time the current started going through, but as soon as you get used to it, you feel that it works every single inch of your body throughout the whole workout. Doesn't matter if you're doing legs or doing back or doing arms, everything gets a workout at the same time.
Do you think the golfing exercise will help your golf, going forward, and everybody else's, golf?
No, for sure. Like for the one exercise with the resistant band where you snap back and control in and control out snap back to help you control the swing and the path of and get the strength into your shoulders and to work it through. And it will definitely have an improvement on the golf swing and everything.
Yeah, good stuff. So guys, book your guys' training session at EMS. Your first one's a trial. So come and experience it. But you guys will see it will definitely help your game going forward.
Good time was had. I was there and they really enjoyed it. But the girls pushed them and they were out of breath. Baz, you've also gone to EMS. And gentlemen, while Baz talks, you might see a few things, but I need to get the grid back. So you're going to see some behind the scenes action here. Go for it, Baz.
Yeah, sure. So I've also been at EMS, and guys, let me tell you that, those 20 to 25 minutes of training twice a week, you definitely learn more about your golf game off the golf course. I've learned that my hamstrings and quads were overpowering my abdominals, so I had to work on my core stability and make sure that my core could not compensate for my lower half. And you know what? It improved my swing speed, it improved my balance, my stability, and also it just changed the way I played golf in terms of my confidence, knowing that when I need to add speed into my swing or slow it down or, hit certain shapes, I could do it, out of confidence. And the most incredible thing at the moment on the PGA Tour, you look at Bryson DeChambeau, the man has put 20 kgs on and, he's a force to be reckoned with. And the most unfortunate part is that most of us don't like it, but you know what? This man is changing the game, and if you aren't doing what he's doing, you're coming second. So, guys, get your local Bodytech EMS studio, get involved, get learning, get educated of how the golf swing works under pressure, how your muscles are under pressure. Because let me tell you something, there is a story to it, and there's definitely a way to improve your game.
Very, very
interesting.
Keep going.
Just to add on to that, the scary thing that I realized, going through there is, it's like how the one side of my body is more balanced compared to the others, like my sort of left-hand side. 100%. So strangely enough, when I'm doing balancing training, basically it's like I can do it so easily when there's like more pressures on my right foot instead of my left. And, that's something that you also need in your golf swing, is like where your balance is 100%. So, yet again, we found it out, so we're working on that now to get it better as well.
Definitely. And can I just say something about the trainers at EMS studio? It's not just necessarily the training sector, getting educated and pushing you to the limit, but they're also just unbelievable people, taking your mind off stresses, improving your mental state, also just acknowledging your mind and your body together. So also just a shout out to EMS Studio in Bedfordview.
Right, it's time to discuss something that's on everybody's lips, and that is the handicaps. Going into Magalies on Sunday, there's going to be a few things. So the handicap committee have gotten together. Now you may have seen this. So this is Saga's new ruling of handicaps, which is for different formats, from stroke play, individual par bogey, individual maximum score. There's a lot of these that I'm not even sure what the formats are. But what format affects us? That's going to be the individual Stableford and the individual medal for majors. So they want us to put 95% allowance on individual Stableford for competition. So what does that mean, gentlemen? That means pretty much that whatever the handicaps are on Saga, you will play off 95%. I don't think that's going to make a big difference to most, but just be aware if you think suddenly that your handicap is a bit different. Then unfortunately for the non-Saga members, which is a handful of them, there might be 4 or 5 in an entire field, but unfortunately if you're not a Saga member, the rules are different. So non-Saga members, you will get 95% of your Duckhook handicap, but then we still have to apply the 75% on top of that, right, for your competition fee, so it brings everything down. So don't get a surprise if suddenly you have lost a couple of shots. But let me tell you one thing that everybody will realize is that Magalies Park, you will lose a couple of shots, because we've all been there and we all lose about 3 shots or so. The higher guys, I'm sure they'll lose more. So it's going to probably not be a crazy score that's going to take the win. Right, let's do Magalies Park. Let's build up to this. We have all our usual things. We've got our featured holes, we've got the field, we've got featured groups and head-to-heads. But I caught up with the golf director, Willem van der Meulen, and this is what he had to say, some insight to the golf course for us.
Well, obviously, we're going to welcome you guys here, first of all. And second of all, this golf course is not a long golf course, but it's a tricky golf course. So I suggest the guys, when they come here, bring their golf management plan with them to play golf. Make sure you stay below the pin if you want to score. If you go above the pins, you're going to have a tough day out here. So this is a resort golf course. Been around now for 30 years. And as you can see, the greens aren't large. They're very small greens. So when you play towards the pin, I suggest you have a look at every time of obviously using the management style in your game to make sure that you can score. Right, our main feature hole is hole number 14, which is about 150 meters. It's got water in the front. It's got on the left, right, and at the back it's got bunkers. So when you play your shot in there, you'll see the left-hand side is basically a bailout area. If you like to make sure you make the 4. But if you're tough enough to take the target on and it doesn't come off, I think a little blackout will be the option for the day. I reckon if we make a 38 points there, you've done very well. If you're a regular golfer here at Magalies Park, I believe I'm talking about 5 to 6 rounds that you've played here before. You understand the golf course. I think you will score. If you've come here for the first time, I believe you're going to pay the price. You're not going to understand the golf course because, like I say, it is narrow. The rough is not long, but the trees are tall.
And all the info from the golf director right there. And he's been there 25 years, he told me. So he's seen the golf course flourish. Right, before I'm going to put on the scorecard and I'm going to get the opinion from everybody. I think we'll get the opinion from a golfer like me, but much better. Randall, you can talk from that point of view. Then Baz, you can discuss it from a low handicap perspective, and Donnie in the middle there. So let's see what the scorecard holds. If you have not played Magalies Park, this is what's very interesting. There are 5 par 3s and there are 5 par 5s. Am I right? 5 par 5s. And this is something you won't see every day, where you have the 8th and a 9th as par 3s, back to back. That doesn't happen all the time. I remember standing on the 9th thinking, what? Another par 3? But it is. Okay, and then the other common denominator I would say is that the par 4s are not very long. Randall, what do you think of Magalies Park?
Yeah, Mas, thanks. Listen, I've played it quite a while ago and I played it a few times. But what I remember of it, it is a tight course. A lot of holes, you don't need driver, even some of the par 5s as well. Listen, some of the par 5s, to what I remember, can be reached in 2, but the critical thing is your approach shots on these greens. The greens can be tricky. Depends where you're hitting the ball and where you're leaving the ball on the greens. It can be tricky. But most of the holes, I hit irons off the tee, and just pay attention to your approach shots, where the flags and where you're going to leave the ball, and then it comes down to the putting.
So your keyword is course management, which I totally agree with you. I played there last Friday, really enjoyed it, and it is a course which I like because I think the shorter hitters off the tee box will have more of a chance. Because it's that type of golf course, you don't have to bomb it. Basil, you talk from your perspective, and gentlemen on the chat line, if you want any questions, these guys have played it, they can answer it for you. So Baz, what do you think from a low handicapper perspective?
I'm definitely going to throw a spanner in the works here, Maz. The only advice I would give is the par 3s just to play the middle of the green, as they're not the longest holes on the course, but the greens are tricky, they're slopey. So yeah, just play your percentage there. But guys, the par 5s, give it a hammer. Hit the driver, don't play games. If you're coming for second, as Paul Ricketts knows a lot about, hit your iron off the tee. But play aggressive golf on that golf course. Because let me tell you, if you're going to miss a fairway, you're going to have a shorter club into those holes. And because those greens are so small and slopey, you do not want to come in with a 7 iron or an 8 iron. If you can have a wedge in hand or a mid iron, that is the way to play the game. And then again, there are three par 4s where I'd suggest an iron, as I've made double bogey on that stroke 2 hole, just before the par 5. I think it's the 6th. But yeah, just those holes where there's water that you're going to run out of fairway, just lay up and have a wedge in. But all in all, guys, go out there, have a good time, play aggressive golf. It's not, enjoy your golf. Don't be too conservative off the tee, because sometimes having a defensive game is not good for your score, because you kind of protect what is in front of you. And my experiences of playing there today is that mountain that is in front of you, that beautiful view. Not only is it very pretty, but there's a secret in that mountain. Watch where the ball slopes. Everything goes away from that mountain. So just be aware when you're putting on those greens. That's the secret remedy there on the putting greens.
That's a very good tip there, Baz. Donnie, what do you think of the speed of the greens? I found them to be a really nice speed.
Yeah, so obviously it's like they had their club champs last weekend. So, I think when you guys went to go play, they actually prepared it for that Saturday, Sunday. So obviously it's like playing there over December. It's like I was lucky enough with a few other Ducks, to play there 4 days in a row. And even then the greens were running quite smooth, good pace as well. So I think it should go back.
So pure.
Yeah, I think it should go back down to sort of like a little bit, not as quick as what it was when you guys played it, but it's still going to be rolling through and a nice speed for the guys.
And Paul,
9.5 today.
Right, Paul joins us and says speed good and they run true. Let's have a look at some of the infographics that we have. Well, the featured hole which we have chosen, which I'm sure you'll all agree, is the par 4 7th. Now, this is a very pretty hole, not a driver hole. So I want to see how many birdies we can make on the Sunday, and if we can conquer this golf course. I'm sure, you're going to have to sink an eagle from probably 80 out, but birdies are definitely on the cards. Right, let's have a look at the tee sheet. Currently, with 4 days to go, there is probably going to be movement. We have plenty match play games and plenty single games. Remember how the singles work. It's A1 versus A1, F2 versus an F2. So you just look where your corresponding group number is. Right. Here we go. Let me just go to the first page, which is this one, because we start off at 7:30. Right, we start off with Seb Robertson, Edwin Potgieter, Wayne Jensen, and Chad Rose playing a match play game in pink, as you see. Then we've got 10-minute intervals, and it's a 1-tee start, as it is a resort course, and we just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. So these are the pairings. Look out for them. They will be sent out in the player pack with handicaps soonest. Okay, right. So that is, then we get to 9:20. And then after 9:20, we get to 9:30. And 9:30, we've got Gideon Tim playing Leon van Aarde and Philip Elger in that 4-ball. And as you can see, there's a couple of spaces available if you are now licking your lips after watching this today. Gentlemen, the pins that have been chosen for this event starts off, it will come, par 3/8 is going to be a closest to the pin. It's got water on the left. It's about 150 to 160 meters. Then we've got the par 3 14th, which is the featured hole, where Quibus almost made a hole in one, as he has mentioned. And then the par 4 7th is going to be the closest in 2. So these are the pins. Last week, as I mentioned, a few of us went to play and do a scouting session and film some inserts so that we could show you exactly what we're going to get up to. So here's some featured holes. We got Mr. Paul Ricketts on the 7th. And this is what it looks like.
How's it, guys? Here we are at Magalies Park Golf, getting ready for the next Duckhook event. Here we are. My featured hole is hole 7, stroke 2, 315 meters long. But it's got a bit of water there. It's got a nice little track there, so there's no chance of taking driver there. Nice little layup to about 240, and then over onto a little slopey green. I'm going to play a little hybrid off the tee box, hopefully get it down the middle, and then just a little 7-iron, 8-iron into the green, hopefully par. Cool, guys, this is why it's very important to hit safe off the tee box. I've got about 100 left, but there's water just in front of me, so if you take anything longer than a hybrid or 5-4 iron, you're in trouble. So we learned one thing today. Do not go over the green on this. It's an impossible chip back to keep it down and close.
Definitely don't go over the green there, because it's like this. If you go over, you're never going to stop it, especially where that pin was. Maybe if it's on the other side, you got a bit of a chance. Hey, Danny?
Yeah, so in December, it's like when I played there, it's like I had a couple of days when I actually missed it long left. And let me tell you, even if you landed short of the green to try and trickle it up, I can tell you now the chances are 99.9% that you'll be over the green on the other side. You don't.
There is no golf course there. There's no golf course there.
You don't want to be on top of that pin. You know, you rather be, if the pin is at the back, try and hit middle green that you've got to up your putt, because
you're better off in the water.
How did Paul go today, Baz? Did he better his six?
A bit of deja vu there. He went for a cup of tea next at the neighbours there, Maz. So he quite enjoyed that hole.
Didn't improve. Okay, let's move on to our next featured hole. I had to do the featured hole, which was the par 3 14th, and this is how I played it. Right, here at Magalies Park, the featured hole is a par 3 for me. There are 5 par 3s on the Magalies Park layout, if you didn't know, and this is the final par 3. It's the 14th, it's a stroke 13. On the day, we're probably going to have about 135 meters. As you can see behind me, very scenic, but you need to hit a good shot to carry the water. So take in consideration the wind, how far you got to hit it, and put a good swing on it.
Reaction to that shot?
I hit it fat, man. Revenge is coming on Sunday. Don't hit it fat, because there's nowhere to go. So I thought, I'm not going to cheat anything. I'm just going to hit in the water and move on, so that we can move on to the 18th with Mr. Ruben's featured hole.
How's it, guys? Here at Magalies Park Country Club. My feature hole is hole 18. It's a par 5. It's the 5th par 5 on this course. It's a nice and it's quite a straight hole, but you have water on the front right on the green. So it's quite a tricky second shot. So let's see what we do. It's in the fairway. It's not a long way, but let's see what happens. worked well.
Well done, Ruben. That's a 5, a legitimate 5.
Yeah, no, Maz, if Ruben was playing the 18th hole today, it was level par, and he kind of had a bit of a hiccup on the tee box.
Yeah.
So highly intimidating, that 18th hole. Maybe downhill, potentially downwind, but if you 2 or 3 under coming down the 18th hole, I can guarantee you there's a lot of guys wanting to protect their score going down that hole.
Yeah. Yep, water in front is a bit tricky because if you're not far enough, it's a long carry to get to the green. Well, that are the featured holes, so let's continue. Our featured groups for the day. These are the 4 teams or 4 groups that will be taking each other on. Alan Lowe, Jaco de Kock, Morne Fivers, Gerard Snyman and Edouard Potgieter will be in Group A. A mixed bag of golfers. Then also Group B, Donna Perimal, Dylan Bowles, Adam Ford, Ryan Esmond and Nico Rutz on Group B. So good luck to you, gentlemen, in getting a victory and a credit fine for this group. And then Group C is going to be Gideon Richter, Leon van Aarde, Robert Michael, Louis Gerber and Gustav Skumbi joining us for his first game at Magalies Park. Nicky Wellengoed in Group D with Barry Fenter, Rudolf, I never get this right, Brederik, Oki Brits and myself. There we go. So those are the featured groups. And then it's the head-to-heads at Magalies Park. This is the Team Red versus Team Blue. As you know, Team Red is losing 1-5, which is they need to pull it back. This is exact virtual singles matchups, just to make it a little easier. So Peter Zakaria will be captaining against Cornel Erasmus, so they actually take each other on in the virtual singles. Cobus Skuman's taking on Jakub Jacobs, Fats is taking on Brian Owen, Seth Roberts is taking on Jan Venter, Neville Kurz is taking on Graham de Villiers, Chad Rose is taking on Robert Michael, Billy Hall is taking on Jason Ivan, Steve Saunders is against Dean Bester, JP Atwood, Tim Garner, Leonard Sazen and Morne O'Kelly. You guys all taking each other on. So whoever wins this gets the points in the virtual singles and hopefully be part of the top 4 to move out of the group. I don't know. This seems pretty close, boys. I can't really choose a winner here. It's well spread, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I reckon Graham. Sorry, Chichi.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the matchups. There's some good matchups there. Chad and Robert. It's going to be a good one.
A very, very good one. Right. Well, everybody, that is it for the content that we have for the show. It's been jam-packed. Thanks for joining us. Are there any last comments before we say goodbye? Robert says, Chad, gonna get it. Watch out, Chad. You're gonna get it. Anyone else? Hansi, did I put this on? Hansi said, made a birdie on Friday with a lengthy putt. Well done to you as well. And then Frikkie says, Team Red looks good. Hopefully Team Red for the victory then. And the captain of Team Red has just come on, Mr. Peter Zakaria. Peter, I think he's close to a win. He's coming second or third at Braemsig, so his form is right up there. So good luck, Peter. Right, Paul, to say goodbye to us. Great show. See you Sunday. Lots to look forward to. If you haven't been there, it is a great setting. It's going to be awesome. 1T starts. Everybody's together. The gazebo will go up there and we'll do our absolute best to have a great, great day. And may the best man win. Let me say goodbye, Donnie. Thanks for joining us and your insights. Randall, once again, congratulations on the team shootout, taking your team to victory. And Baz, thanks for going to play Magalies so you can give us a good account. There's a trophy, we see it. Yes. Have fun, boys. See you on Sunday.
Cheers, guys.